You rehearsed it again last night. The conversation that will never happen. With someone who is already gone. You organized your reasons. You knew exactly what you would say. Every word in the right order. They never asked. You prepared anyway. You always do. This has been going on for years. You explain before anyone even accuses you of anything. You apologize before anyone complains. You build the case before the trial begins. Every message you write gets a second draft. You cut the parts that sound too sure of yourself. You soften everything. You add "I think" and "I" just before anything real. You do not say "I want this." You say "I want this because," and then you list the reasons. You list more reasons. You wonder if you listed enough. You go back and check. Hours after conversation ends, you are still in it, replaying it, editing it, adding better words, imagining their response. The conversation is over. You keep going, and here is what you have never said out loud. You are not explaining to them. You are explaining to someone else. There's a name for what this is. Drop one word in the comments. Will you keep explaining to people who never asked? The person who made you like this did it quietly. There was no announcement. They just made you feel, again and again, that your words alone were never quite enough. Maybe they said that is not a real reason. Maybe they said you're being too sensitive. Maybe they just went quiet, and that silence felt worse than anything they could have said. So you learned to fill the silence before it arrived. More words, more reasons, more proof of yourself. You were not born explaining yourself. You were taught to, by someone specific. Every time that person dismissed you before they heard you, you added another sentence. You thought, if I explain it better next time, they will finally get it. They never did. Not because your word were wrong, because they had already decided you were. But you kept going. You got very good at it. And now you cannot stop even when you want to. You explain yourself to your boss, to your friends, to people who never once asked for a reason. You explain yourself to yourself, in your own head, in front of a jury that does not exist. Drop "I see" in the comments if that is you. That is not communication. That is permission seeking that never ends. You're not looking for clarity. You're looking for the verdict that was never given to you. Someone made you believe you had to earn the right to simply be understood. And you believe them. The words changed. The fear stayed the same. What if they think I am wrong about this? This is called the justification wound. It lives in your throat. It fires before you even finish a thought. It sounds like I just wanted to, and the reason I did that was, and I know this might seem like. It is not talking. It is testifying. And the trial ended years ago. The person who ruled against you is not in the room, but you're still standing at the witness stand. You walk into every conversation dressed for that trial, still holding your evidence, still ready to be cross-examined. And every time you over-explain to someone safe, someone who is not even asking, you disappear a little. Not because they judged you, because you judged yourself before they opened their mouth. You handed them the gavel before they even walked in. Here is where it ends. Not over years. Right now, one sentence at a time. The next time you catch yourself listing reasons no one asked for, stop. Right in the middle of the sentence. Let the silence be there. Do not fill it. Just notice what your body does with that silence. It will feel like something is wrong. Like you said something bad. Like they are already judging you. That feeling is old. It belongs to someone who is no longer here. It was never really yours. You do not owe anyone an explanation for who you are. Not one more sentence. Not to anyone. The person who made you feel otherwise, they were wrong. And they're already gone. They never asked you to explain. You just never stopped. You spent years handing people the authority you never gave yourself. Every explanation was an invitation. Come in, tell me whether I'm allowed to feel what I felt. Every second draft was a door left open for their verdict. The person who trained you to explain had power because you let their judgment feel like the truth about you. It was not the truth. It was their damage, given to you, and you have been carrying it in your throat ever since. Here is what actually stops it. Not the silence practice. Not the half-finished sentence. It stops the moment you decide that what you felt was real whether or not anyone else confirms it. You were there. You know what happened. You do not need them to agree with your version, to trust it. That is the exit from the justification wound. Not a process. Not a timeline. Just one decision. My experience is real. I do not need to prove it. Not one more word. And when you feel the urge rise in your throat, the next explanation, the next reason, you will know what it is now. It is the old voice, the one that was trained into you. It is looking for the verdict. Tell it. The trial is over. The jury is gone. You have been acquitted for years. You just never told yourself. And when you feel the urge rise in your throat, the next explanation, the next reason, you will know what it is now. It is the old voice, the one that was trained into you. It is looking for the verdict. Tell it. The trial is over. The jury is gone. You have been acquitted for years. You just never told yourself. You do not need one more sentence. You do not need them to understand. You do not need them to agree. You are not wrong for feeling it. You are not wrong for wanting to be heard. You were just explaining it to the wrong person. For a very long time, you rehearsed it again last night. The conversation that will never happen, with someone who is already gone. This time, you let it end.